Hello, everyone. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing very well. I'm Steve from UCAN English Tutoring. First of all, I would like to thank you very much for your overwhelming feedback and comments on one of the recent videos I have uploaded on the brand new OET listening subtest. I have also received some comments that these questions were old. Although the audio was old, I have prepared my own questions for that audio, and I have uploaded that video over there, and most of the people were able to get more than 30, which is really a good sign for your success. If you have achieved 35 out of 42 in that listening test, I'm definitely sure that you should be able to pass the actual OET listening subtest. I will try to post more and more useful OET listening, reading, writing, as well as speaking materials on my YouTube channel, and I definitely request your comments and support. In this video, I'm going to assess one of my students' OET roleplay conversations, and I will provide the word by word feedback first, and then the assessment against each criteria, and finally the overall score for this roleplay. Please watch this video fully and write your comments if you find it useful. This is the role play card. So the conversation is going to happen in the suburban clinic. You see a 62-year-old patient who has rheumatoid arthritis. He or she is attending an appointment to get information about the pneumococcal polysaccharide vaccination, that is PPV, which she or he has been advised to have. And these are the bullet points. You have to confirm the reason for the patient's visit. You have to explain the need for the vaccination, and then you have to give the details about the vaccines, and you have to outline the possible temporary mild side effects. Ask the patient about any reaction to the flu vaccination, and reassure the patient about having the PPV today. So the student has already performed this role play conversation here, and I'm going to assess it word by word. If you would like to receive the free correction for your first letter and first role play, please contact me on my WhatsApp number, which is +61 468 480 877, or you can reach me on my email address, that is steve@ucanenglishtutoring.com. These details are also available in the comment section as well as the description of this video.
In this clinic. Could you please let me know your name for the verification process?
Yes, nurse. Hello, I am Sunita, 62 years old. I'm here to talk about regarding PPV vaccine.
Yes, thanks, Ms. Sunita. Thank you for coming here. As per the records, I can see the GP has referred you for this pneumococcal vaccine. Okay, could you please let me know what you understand about this vaccine in your...
Did you understand it? I did.
PPV vaccine, as my GP has said me that pneumococcal polysaccharide vaccine, as I have some conditions. So he asked me to take this shot, but I'm afraid I don't have any idea. So I'm here to discuss with it. Is it really necessary to take?
Yes, Ms. Sunita, do not worry. We are there to explain and take all the fear from you. I'll just explain you. If you have any doubts, just stop me. I can explain you further. Is that okay?
Perfect. Okay, you are taking a leadership role in this conversation by organizing what will be discussed first and then what we are going to discuss later. And then you are also motivating the patient to ask you many questions as well. So that's really good. I'm so happy with the way that you're going through at this moment.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
this pneumococcal vaccine is given to patients who are immunocompromised, like who are more prone to infection. For example, your condition is rheumatoid arthritis. Like these kind of conditions are more prone for infections. Like you can get easily lung infections, you can get easily flu, and lots of infections. So this pneumococcal vaccine is given to prevent all these infections. Is that okay?
Oh, all right.
That's a perfect explanation. So you started giving the main idea and then the examples, and you tried to provide more and more assuring statements during your answer. This is one of the key skill sets that the OET examiners are looking for in an OET student. You have done a wonderful job. I'm so happy with your response, Susan.
Okay, and some infections like, for example, you can get lung infections like pneumonia. Hope you could have heard that term. And the septicemia is like the whole blood is infected.
Instead of using, like, for example, it's better to use only one of them. For example, you can say just for example, that's it. Or you can say like alone. So use either, please. Do not use both of them. Otherwise, it's going to be a grammatical error. Let's continue.
So these kind of infections are prevented by these particular vaccine, Ms. Sunita. Is it clear?
Yes, you were clear, but I don't think so. I need to take this shot now because I'm already up to my immunization schedule, up to date.
I do understand that. Could you please let me know what is the recent vaccine have you taken?
I guess I did.
Some hesitations and background noises were committed. For example, you dragged the word sometimes, which is not good enough. So please avoid the background noises as well as hesitations. They can damage your score. Please avoid the background noises and hesitations. They can damage your score because in speaking, one of the assessment criteria would be the pronunciation. So whether you're able to speak at a pace without any background noises and false starts.
Is a couple of years ago I have taken my TT.
Okay.
TT or something.
Okay, that's fine. Good. And I'll just give more details about this vaccine. Okay, this vaccine is given because this bacteria remains the same at least for 3 years. Is that okay?
Oh,
When you are exposed to some infections, the bacteria and the virus are always remaining in your body. So it's better to get this vaccine. And I recommend you to get this flu vaccines also. Understand? Because
Are you able to understand instead of saying understand? All right. So it's all right, but yeah, it is grammatically incorrect. So it's better to say, are you able to understand? All right. This will be more appropriate. Let's continue.
yes.
it is given every yearly to prevent the
It is given every yearly. Okay. So let's say it is given every yearly. All right. So one of the problems with this statement is that false starts. You should say it once only. I mean, you should say it is given every year. The other thing is yearly. Yearly is incorrect. So you have to say it is given every year. Otherwise, you can simply say yearly without using every. I mean, you can use either it is given every year or it is given annually or yearly. That's it. You don't need to use every in before this annually or yearly. Otherwise, it is going to be a grammatical error. Let's continue.
normal cold and kind of things. Is that okay, Miss Sunita?
Nurse, after taking this vaccine, like, am I going to have any problems with?
Actually, there might be a mild side effects for some patients, like you can have fever, like increasing in mild temperature, or slight redness or swelling in your injection site. And I recommend that if you are not feeling, if the temperature is too high, or you have lots and lots of pain, and you have more swelling and redness, you can visit your GP, but hopefully it doesn't happen to most of the patients, and it will not happen to you also. Let's be positive.
Yeah, that's a good way of providing the positive attitude towards the patient. So the patient will be having the positivity. So I'm quite happy with the way that you are going through so far.
Is that okay?
Yes, yes, that would be okay. Just give me some time to discuss with my husband and then I'll turn back.
Yeah, sure. And I'll inform you regarding this flu vaccine also. If you had any
It's a good way of initiating the question or the information yourself, because sometimes the patient may not ask you the questions. For example, in this case, the patient didn't ask the nurse the questions in relation to flu vaccinations. However, the nurse voluntarily started sharing the information regarding flu vaccination, which is amazing. So having initiative during your role play conversations, if the interlocutor didn't ask you the question, is really critical and it is valued by the OET examiners. As a result, you can get a higher score than what you're expecting.
Flu vaccine before, do you have any allergy? Did you have any allergies like high temperature, muscle aches, or fatigue?
Yeah, unfortunately, you asked, do you have any allergies? And then you changed it to, did you have any allergies? And this is not good. You shouldn't commit these kinds of errors, okay? Because when you started saying, do you have, it's okay, you can just continue with the present tense itself. That is absolutely fine, right? So you can just go ahead with the, do you have any allergies, such as, and so on. And the other issue I wish you to notify is, instead of using like, it is always better to use such as, or for example, or for instance, or to illustrate. All those kinds of phrases can help you out a lot. The problem is that you are repeating the phrase like several times, which is not great as far as the speaking is concerned, because it can damage your score and the vocabulary. I hope you guys understand.
Yes, nurse, I have taken flu vaccine 2 weeks ago, and I do had some problems, but now I'm okay with it. All symptoms got subsided.
That's great. That's really great. And I'll just want to.
That's a good way of establishing a friendship with the patient. So you are appreciating them. That's great. That's good. That's a good start. But you don't need to tell that several times, right? So you said that's great. Okay, that's fine. You don't need to tell the same thing once again. That's great. Yeah. So you don't need to tell. You don't need to tell the same sentence more than once. You don't need to. Thank you.
Just reassure by telling you that if you take this vaccination today, there is no any adverse reaction to your flu vaccine which was taken 2 weeks ago.
There is no any adverse reaction. That's not a great way of doing it. This is wrong. There is no any adverse reaction. Okay, so instead of telling this, you can say there won't be any adverse reactions. Okay, so you can say like this. You don't need to use any and then no together, because they don't make sense. You can't use no and any together in a sentence.
Is it? Is it?
Okay, and it's an exact interval, it's an exact time period to get this PPV vaccine. Is that okay? And could you please sign for this consent if you're okay?
There are a couple of hesitations created at this point in time. However, they are okay. As long as you don't commit lots of hesitations throughout your role play conversations, you should be able to get 350 quite easily in the actual examination as well.
With this vaccination?
Yes, nurse. Just give me a couple of hours. Just I'll discuss with my husband and I'll give the consent.
Hope you understand my.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
I
thank you.
understood clearly. Just
I hope you understand my, okay, so this one is incomplete. I hope you understand my, and then you finished it, okay, without completing the sentence. So you should say, I hope you understand my concerns. Okay, that's good, because I'm really concerning about your care. I'm really concerning about your safety. If you don't take these vaccinations, they may lead to several more harmful issues, which you may regret later. So something like that, you can provide. But yeah, let's continue.
a couple of
Thank you so much.
hours. I'll get back to you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sunita.
All right. Thank you, miss.
You could have summarized the role play conversation in the end, so that is missing here. You could have provided a summary in the end of the role play conversation. Apart from that, this speaking is okay. I'm not dissatisfied with this one. Let's go through the assessment parameters. Firstly, let's see what kinds of skills are really stronger in your case and which ones are the weaker ones. Okay, as far as grammar is concerned, and so grammar was good enough in most part of the role play conversation. So I'm quite happy with the way that you're doing it. So in most part of the role play, grammar was good enough. Vocabulary could have been a little bit better because you were using the same phrases such as like and so on several times. So you could have used some different synonyms in order to impress the patient. That could have been done. And the other thing is, you were hesitant in some occasions because you were not talking consistently, and that could be avoided because this can have an impact on your pronunciation. So pronunciation can be affected. Pronunciation can be affected if you can commit this mistake. So please ensure that you maintain your fluency throughout the role play conversation. Use of a variety of sentence structures, okay, such as simple, complex, and compound could have been bit better because you haven't used most of the simple, complex, and compound sentences, but you have used only one or two sentence structures. But you could have used a variety of sentence structures. That is one of the recommendations. Use of articles, nouns, verbs, prepositions could have been improved as well. Could have been improved a little bit. Okay. And speech rate is perfect. I'm quite happy with the way that you're speaking at the pace, which is quite normal. Okay. Speech rate is absolutely fine. All right. You were able to cover all the subtasks of the role play card, which is another good thing. So you were able to cover all the subtasks of the role play card, and your clinical communication skills are good enough as well. I mean, you were able to motivate the patients, you were able to encourage the patients to ask questions, you were able to address the concerns raised by the patient. All those critical skills are going to be definitely advantageous for you to secure 350. You were able to show sympathy towards the patient, so which is another good thing here. You were able to speak very well, you are able to use vocabulary to some extent very well, but it could have been a bit better. But I'm quite happy with the way that you're going through in this role play conversation. So looking at the mistakes as well as the feedback against each criteria, I believe this role play conversation should be able to get you at least 350 out of 500, which is going to be a B grade. And well done, Susan. I'm pretty sure you should be able to pass your OET speaking subtest without any issues. People who are watching these videos are requested to like it. If you find this video helpful, you can also leave your comments as well and share it with your friends, colleagues, and family members. Thank you so much for watching this video and have a good day. Bye-bye.